First, it's sweet, but then sometimes it can also be sour. Hello there, and welcome to the Holoman podcast. I'm your hostess with the most, Nika Gem. And if this is your first time here, this is the Holoman podcast, a podcast where I address matters of the mind, body, and soul so we can bloom and learn to become whole. So, this is an all inclusive platform. It's not necessarily gender specific. The main target audience are women because, of course, I'm a female myself, but anyone can stay tuned because we're just talking about life topics that anyone can relate to, or hopefully anyone can relate to. Like, I'm not telling you I'm the biggest podcaster there is, but this is an outlet where I address issues, or more so, I just shed light on some pretty simple, pretty common topics that anybody can talk about really and truly. But yes, I find interest in them. And with all of that being said, I am still here. I might come in between intervals until I really secure my equipment, but I'm here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend, follow me on Spotify, follow me on YouTube, follow me on my socials for more information. And we're going to get right into today's video. So, today's episode is one that I don't know if I made this up, but I remember I was having a conversation and I was like, get better, never bitter. So, regardless of what happens in life, I believe it's up to you how you react. It's up to you how you really and truly adjust to whatever situation you're going through. Like, of course, things are going to happen, but you are in, I don't want to say full control because I do believe in God, but you still play a major part in how you handle the situation, how you react to it, and at times even the outcome of said situation. So it's get better, never bitter. And why I even chose this topic is because I was looking at life from the point of view that sometimes you'll be going through the most tiresome time in life. You'll be going through trials, which we all go through trials. We all have issues. We all have days that are not so sunny, days where you wake up and you feel terrible, days where you honestly are on the brink of quitting. But I think one of the hardest things about having bad days as well is when people also contribute to having bad days. And I firmly do believe, as I stated, that you are like you are the main character in your story, right? Everyone else is just a supporting, they're just in a supporting role. So if you're the main character, the story revolves around you, your life should be about you. But it's so hard when there's a protagonist, and the essence really stems from how at times you be going through trials and then there comes somebody or something adding to what you're already going through, that like they're adding to the issues that you're already facing. And you have to really ask yourself, do you react? Do you draw back? Do you fall prey to whatever story they're trying to spin? They're trying to spin a story in your story. Like, oh, what do you do? Because I think that no matter what you do in life, like no matter how good of a person you are, no matter what type of career you choose, no matter how humble, no, honestly, no matter what you do, there will always be an opposing factor. Sometimes it's your environment, sometimes it's honestly in the form of a person as well. Whenever we're writing like a story or any a story, a film, any script of sort, there's always like a theme. And sometimes you hear them say man versus environment, man versus technology. There's always some form of opposition, right? And this is really what it's talking about. This is really what this episode in particular is focusing on. We're not just talking about the evil people or the bad people that come to try and stop your shine. We're talking about when opposing factors come about, how exactly should you react when things aren't already when things are already not working out, and then there comes something in life, like what do you do? So I want to say the first subtopic I really want to touch on is proving yourself. Like, I feel as you grow, there's just always this side to us where we want to show that we're who we say we are. I always say that success is a matter of perspective, and success to you is not the same as success to me. It's subjective. And why I say proving oneself and then I shift to that is because proving oneself is not necessarily only about academic achievements, or even things. I would say things like getting a house, getting a car. Like, everyone has a different focus that they somewhat want to say, I can conquer this or I can achieve this. Like, all my life I never had the chance to, I don't know, to work in corporate. All my life I've never gotten the girl. Like, you want to prove to yourself that you can do it, right? And there is honestly nothing wrong with setting goals and deciding that that's what you want for yourself. I've realized that one of the best approaches to life is to just hone what it is that you're looking for. Like, even if it might sound crazy to everybody else, even if your story or the end of one of your chapters of your life, it sounds somewhat trivial, it sounds somewhat light. Like, when you tell other people, they're like, oh, that can't be what you're really fussing about. Like, it's up to you to ensure that you are confident, that you are certain that this is what you're looking for, and that you just dive in full force. No, I say all of that to say, because in the process of getting better, and people, remember, I am not any self help guru. This is me putting even pointers of my life, things that have happened to me, to basically say, yeah, man, I get the point of view. I get the struggles. I get this. I get that. So while you're on the road towards greatness, or your version of greatness, you have the goals in mind and you're confident about it. There's so many roadblocks. In addition to the people that are naysayers, in addition to life that keeps on happening, in addition to even your own mind, there's just always a roadblock, some form of roadblock. And as I stated, I think that's a part of the human experience. It happens to everyone. We all have trials, we all have issues. And it's what we do when these trials and these issues that come about that really and truly helps to determine the end factor. So let's just say you're in the process, you're on a health journey, you want to be more fit, you're doing all that you can do, then you have, like, let's say you've become a gym person. You're not at the point where you want to reach as yet, but somehow you have a financial setback and you start to lose money, so you can't put into going to the gym as often as you did before. And right there and then, you can wallow in self pity, go and eat some more junk food, and go back to square one. Or you can level up, try to do some at home workouts, try to run in the morning, and try to honestly continue. Now, the thing about taking losses in life is that oftentimes, especially when it's physical, like things that you can touch, things that people can see, the loss is even harder because people are looking at you. People are seeing that you used to go to the gym on a regular basis and then you stop. And that is where the whole aspect of you can either get better or you just get worse. So people are seeing you. They know that you used to go frequently. They used to see the results, and now the schedule has changed. You look more dreary, or you're now on the brink of deciding, are you going to allow this to affect you emotionally, or are you going to reroute and make the best out of the situation? Because, as I stated before, and I'll say it again, life always happens. But I've also realized that while so many setbacks in life happen, what you can honestly do, I won't say not to, I won't say don't complain, because I think it's easier said than done. Like, we're always like, oh, don't complain about life, blah, blah, blah. It's easier said than done. But I think one of the things that we can do is to honestly stay quiet. And when I say to stay quiet, you're not denying the reality that you're currently in, but you're refusing to tell A, B, C, D, the different, I don't know, the different letters in the alphabets that can stand for your friends' names. You're refusing to tell each and every one of them the issues that you're having. Nothing is wrong with having a mediator, nothing is wrong with having counsel, nothing is wrong with having friends. But I've realized that sometimes certain setbacks are between yourself, God, and honestly time. And I say that because sometimes we raise the alarms, we throw in the flags, we start to panic. And as soon as we begin to talk about the issues that we have, the issues don't get better, they literally get worse. So it's right there and then you have to decide to yourself, should I go to all of my friends and tell them that there's a possibility that the gym won't work out? Or should I get on my knees, pray about it, go to Google, see what alternative I can get to what could potentially stop me from achieving my goals, right? So you stay quiet and you continue. So, as I stated, you're not denying the reality that you live in. Even if somebody comes to you and says, you know what's going on, your schedule, see, you can say, yeah man, I'm still working on, but you don't owe anyone any form of explanation while you're on the journey towards betterment. Like, you don't owe anyone a story, a history class, like anything of that sort. As I stated, it's no secret. If you choose to share it with a friend, you can, but it's not owed to them just the same. And even so, you're not lying. Like, yes, you might not be in the same position, but you're still working out and you're going through. And as I would have stated before, success is all about perspective. So, whereas you would have said to yourself, yes, progress, I am actually going to the gym, I'm working out, I'm seeing it. Like, the thing about life, and when it has its many setbacks, it's not necessarily the fact that there are setbacks that really helps to determine and more so solidify your character. It's what you do when the setbacks come unexpectedly. This is where you decide to yourself, do I bellow, do I cry, or do I honestly find a way around it? Like, what do I do? And also want to say as well, like, in addition to staying quiet about the issues, another signifier of success is the subtlety of how you go through the process. It's not announced. It's not a case where you need to highlight each and every single in and out. It's not a case where you need to tell everyone today was A, tomorrow was B. Sometimes it's just taking the time out to do what you have to do, and then you just reappear. You're not playing games. It was never a secret. But sometimes you have to allow yourself the space to grow. It's almost like, for example, people always say that in pregnancies, never announce your pregnancy too early. And when I say announce, I don't mean from like a social media perspective, but even to those around you, it's oftentimes recommended. Don't speak on the pregnancy too soon. Anything can happen, especially in the early stages. So it's like this when it comes down to the different areas in your life that you're trying to work on, the different areas in life that you're trying to focus on, like how do I navigate towards so and so while trying to maintain not an air of secrecy as I stated, but just trying to maintain basically ownership. I would say ownership, because if it's yours. Like you're trying to maintain ownership. And it's honestly by staying quiet, like understanding that not everyone needs to see the good, the bad, the ugly. You can tell the story in the end of all of those, but you don't need to update people in real time about every single thing that you're going through. You don't. I always say that when it comes on to like sharing testimonies, when it comes on to like sharing certain aspects of life, I prefer to do it when I've already overcome a particular situation. Can't use it against me. My feelings are regulated. I'm sure of what I know. And I've also noticed that so many times in life we always say we want advice, we want feedback, but so many times as well, we've already decided what we're going to do. We've already decided within our hearts what it is that we hope to accomplish. And sometimes it's not warranted. Like it's not worth it to honestly broadcast and ask for multiple different opinions for a situation that only you understand, that only you can really perceive the way that it should be perceived. So when it comes on to bitterness, like it can happen to anyone. Like you literally be on the road towards your version of success, and the most inconvenient, the most unanticipated, unexpected, all the prefixes that are negative about suddenness, like everything that you did not bargain for happens. And you have to really and truly just stop and say to yourself, what do I do now? Sometimes you'll have a good relationship, a good friendship, then all of a sudden it turns to dust. What do you do now? You allow the other person, the factor in life, to influence how you, as a person, you've always been okay. A relationship goes bad. You've always wanted, quote unquote, a good relationship, then all of a sudden it blows up in your face. Do you allow that outcome, the outcome of that bad relationship, deter you? You allow that do you allow it to steer you away from achieving love? Process what you went through, understand what you went through, give yourself grace, and decide to yourself that eventually it will be your turn. Sometimes we have to have like blind optimism, like we'll see the cracks, we'll see the faults, but you have to tell yourself eventually it will get better. I see it getting better already, because life is so sudden, life is so crazy. Messes happen when we think that eras are already cleaned up in life. I myself sometimes, whether it be finances, whether it be sickness, whether it even literally be my state of mind, sometimes some random things happen and I have to say to myself, sometimes even people, sometimes you think that you have the best relationship with someone, and this is not just romantic, and then all of a sudden something happens and you have to ask yourself, am I going to allow this to change my outlook on life, on people, on this path that I'm on, or am I going to reevaluate, reassess it, and come back stronger? I think the key to getting better when something unexpected happens, when something that is not too sweet happens, is to remember why you had started in the first place. Okay, everyone. So that was really today's episode about how to get better. Not bitter, never bitter over here. And just you stay tuned for more. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in a brand new episode. Bye bye.